again to Liberty's Great American Cookbook, the show where you can see that cooked in the right way, with the right ingredients, the way it's meant to be, American classics can be some of the best in the world. And what classics do we have for you today? We know America's famous the world over for their desserts. We love our cookies and donuts, and we just adore our American pies. I've got some real fine examples for you today. How about my aptly named Liberty's Strawberry Summer Pie, or my mama's deep dish apple pie? Is your mouth watering yet? We'll get right to it in just a minute, but first let me introduce my guest for today, as if he needs an introduction. Edward Reid, one of Scotland's top stage performers and semi-finalist in Britain's Got Talent. It's so good to have you here, Edward. Can we tempt you with a little American pie?
You didn't ask me twice, Liberty. Yes, you can. It smells delicious already.
Well, good, and it's coming right up, my mama's apple pie. And let me tell you, some of my mama's secret ingredients take the word homegrown to a whole new level. All the locals know that the forest holds everything you need to sustain yourself, if you just know where to look. And we're here to meet Maxime J, a master forager, to find out what beautiful Scottish ingredients we can bring back for our American pies.
That's the flower of herb bennets, and the whole thing, the whole part that you can see here is really of no interest whatsoever for us, okay? There may be some medicinal property, but we're here to eat, so that's not relevant. The most interesting part of it is what is below the ground.
That's what I can make my sort of clove, cinnamon flavors with.
Exactly, it's absolutely magic. It's really, really nice. And you make panna cotta, you make ice cream with that.
Ooh, it's gonna go really good in our strawberry cream pie.
And here what we have is gooseberry, and look at the little berry here.
It's a gooseberry. Can I eat that?
No, it's too early.
So you can't just sort of like wander around and eat any leaf. You have to know what, you have to be a master forager and know what you're doing.
Well, you have to know what you're doing, yes indeed. And this one is the sorrel, and it's really, really good.
That tastes delicious.
Yeah. But you will cut it just above the roots, so that you don't take one by one. You take, a floret of leaves, and by doing so, you are able to give the sorrel better chance to retain its freshness.
Oh, so when my grandmother always told me cut it right below the root, that's what she was meaning. So Maxime works out of his boot, right? You go foraging into these glorious surroundings, and it is raining, it is very Scottish, and you have all these amazing items in the back of your boot. Tell me.
Smell that.
How cool is this?
Smell that. You can smell the watermelon.
Oh, man.
This is the dryad saddle. This is the season now, and the particularity of that mushroom is that when you cut it, then you come back the week after, and it has grown again.
It's grown after you cut
it? You can prolong the harvest period over a period of
So you cut
few
and
weeks.
then you come back to the same place where you got it before, and then you get more.
This is the pig nuts. So you follow that plant, it goes right here, it goes between 2 and say 5 centimeters in the ground, and the stem make a 90-degree angle, and then you hit the pig nuts. And the pig nuts that you have is
the little
come
bag
from,
you gave
yes,
me.
yeah. If the stem break, you lose your pig nut. And
Hey!
here we go.
We got our pig nut! And so we just peel the skin back and eat it.
Yeah, just like this. No! So how does it taste?
It tastes delicious. It's like coconut.
Right.
And it has the same texture as coconut.
Uh-huh.
I mean, a little bit of dirt flavor along with the coconut.
Oh, the dirt.
Oh, the dirt. And on the final note of those delicious coconut pig nuts, we're gonna head back to the studio to make some American pies with our absolutely beautiful Scottish ingredients. So here we are, all dried out and ready to use some of those fabulous outdoor ingredients for our fabulous indoor Mama's apple pie. We're gonna start with our filling. So I have about 100 grams of butter here that's been browning on this stovetop that never seems to work. We're almost there. It's gonna beep away at us for a second, and then it's gonna get all hot and spicy. So you see this sizzling away. I have Granny Smith apples here. They're sliced. You peel them and then you slice them. And you're just gonna put a little bit of lemon juice on them to make sure that they stay nice and fresh and don't get brown while you're mixing them up. You just pour them into this nice brown butter, and we're gonna let that sizzle away and add in our fillings. So this is 90 grams of brown sugar, 50 grams of white castor sugar. Our secret homegrown ingredient, it's a little elderflower syrup. We made it, but if you don't have Maxine there to show you what to do, and make sure you don't eat anything poison, you can just buy it in the grocery store. And then it's going to salt, and it's going to start sizzling away and really cook those Granny Smith apples. Now, different people have very different feelings about what types of apples to use while you're making a pie. Granny Smith was a woman who immigrated to Australia to England in the 1800s, and her pies became absolutely famous. And it was because she used her own apples that she cultivated herself, and they became the Granny Smith. And I really give it fresh tart taste. So add a little bit more lemon juice, and you can always add a little bit of zest. Don't be afraid of it. These are my trio of spices. I love trios of spices. We're going to add some cinnamon. We're going to add a little nutmeg. And then finally, and this is the real kick, is a little bit of clove. It changes the whole flavor. And then as always, just a little splash of really quality vanilla. So we're going to let that sizzle away our pie dough. And let that really make sure all the apples are coated in gorgeous filling. So I like to here dough. This is just flour and a tablespoon of sugar. Crunched in with about 250 grams of butter. So you can almost have this consistency. You stick in an egg, and also has a teaspoon of water, and you're really just going to mix this. And I put it just like this, not slowly mix into the fridge, but really cold before I roll it out. And I've rolled the pastry already, so we're all organized ready for my pie. So we have our pan. You can use any pan you want, but I love this because it has those holes, so it gets really that crust going on in there. So we're going to roll our big sheet, and this is going to be the bottom of our pie. We're going to clean our kitchen as we go, which is always my goal really always works. And we just lay out our pie. Easy peasy. Make sure you really get into the corners. There's nothing worse when you eat a pie and all the corners are all crunchy and steamy. So really make sure that you come around very delicately with your dough and you stick it there. Also, I have to tell you, sometimes I buy my pie dough. Don't ever tell anyone, but you can do it too. It tastes really good. The grocery store dough is really good. But if you want to really full makes some dough. And usually what I do is I make extra dough and I stick it in the freezer so that I have some around. Just make sure it's fully folded when you go. So now we need to get rid of our excess, and this is a really good trick to get rid of your excess. Just pull your rolling pin or whatever you're using. A wine bottle, rolling pin, and then your dough excess peels away. Easy as that. So we have some nice apples that are all coated in this beautiful sauce, and we're just going to pour it right into our pie. I poured in more because I stick it right in the oven. But if you're going to let it sit out for a little while, you want to wait till it comes, just stick it in the oven so it pops out. Just make sure this is room temperature when you do that. You don't want to pour hot or high into pie dough and let it stick. So there is our gorgeous filling. Right there, all coated and delicious. So now you can just have the same kind of crust that we put in here, or you can lattice and be a little bit fancy. So we're going to lattice, okay? This is not hard. It looks fancy. It is the easiest thing on earth to do. If you don't see it here, you can just go to YouTube and just you lay out your stripes, okay? Here they are, laid out. Every other one, you're going to peel back like that. And put a new stripe across. Layer, back, layer, back. It's quite hard to do this. Layer, and back. And then you can just read this until you're It's funny, pie crust actually never was able in England. They used to use it, they called them coffins. And it was really just whole things. But nowadays, pie crust is absolutely the best part of pie, if you ask me. And it wasn't until the 1900s actually ate pie crust. They usually just bake the bagel with filling. And I did learn that it was during Foster's time. That was when it was actually pie thing. And even though now we have our sayings, there's American pie. I didn't used to be like that. So finished our lattice. That can be as messy or rusty as you want. And then you're going to get your egg wash, brush it along the back with really crunchy crust. And then we're going to just stick it in the oven and bake away. But we really have some absolutely fabulous pies coming up. We're going to take right there. And don't go away. I will be back with another one of my favorite secret Liberty strawberry pie. See you then.